The Scales of Ecology. The scales of ecology are a way of studying our environment. In this video, we will look at the 6 major scales of ecology. The first and smallest scale is the individual, such as a single bird or a lone alligator. By studying the individual, a scientist can observe how an animal's particular traits can help or hinder its survival. A population is 2 or more of the same species living in one area. For example, a school of tarpon living by a pier. A population can sometimes be determined by arbitrary reasons such as county lines, but a true population exists when the genetic flow inside the population is greater than the flow between 2 populations, so the individuals in a population are more similar to each other. We can use populations to study group behaviors like competition, when members of the same species compete for a resource. For example, when seals compete for the same spot on a rock, it is called intraspecific competition. We can also study animal behaviors to learn if they are social or territorial, or, as in this case, maybe a bit of both. A community is when 2 or more species inhabit the same area and interact with each other. In a community, we can observe interspecific competition. For example, how the flamingo and the ducks might compete for the same food and nesting area. We have also learned that 2 species that use the same resource in similar ways cannot live in the same area indefinitely, unless one of the species uses the resource in a different way, such as niche partitioning, in which case they might be able to exist together. An ecosystem includes all of the living and non-living elements in a certain area. By observing ecosystems, we can learn about biotic and abiotic effects, with the biotic part of an ecosystem being living organisms, such as birds and plants, and the abiotic part being non-living pieces of the ecosystem, such as rocks, water, or climate. Landscapes are large areas which include many ecosystems. There can be an entirely different ecosystem in the water, for example, as compared to scrub and open areas. By looking at landscapes, we can study how different organisms react to changing environments. We can use landscapes to observe what habitat an animal prefers. For instance, you would be more likely to find deer in an open area than in a highly wooded area where predators might be hiding. Finally, the largest scale is the biosphere, which is the entire Earth and atmosphere. Here we can study how humans have affected our planet and, maybe in the process, find a way to save it. Thank you for watching.